to be, or even more to be? That is the question. Hey everyone, it's PB at Kotaku. A little over a week ago, renowned figure maker Good Smile Company held SmileFest 2024 to unveil new and updated products. I wanted to go over some of the notable stuff and also touch on what I'm looking forward to. Good Smile actually has an entire website displaying what they showed off. I'm not going to cover everything shown here, but if you want more details, please check out the website and I'll link it in the description. Let's start off with Nendoroids. They aren't my favorite thing, but I'd be a liar if I said I wasn't a Nendoroid fan. I'll always be a scale figure guy first, but I still have a sizable Nendoroid collection. Right off the bat, I see 3 Nendoroids that I like. Which ones do you think they are? If you guess Kirby and Sonic Nendoroids, you are wrong. Just kidding, I always like Kirby and Sonic Nendoroids. The characters convert into Nendoroid format perfectly, and in a previous video, I said the original Waddle Dee Nendoroid is hands down the cutest one on the market. First up, the Chef Kirby Nendoroid. There's not a lot of pictures on the website. In fact, it's just the single shot. The Kirby Nendoroid honestly looks like any other Kirby Nendoroid, except he has a new hat. I want it. Moving on, most of the Kirby Nendoroid have magnetic limbs that allow them to be placed anywhere for versatile posing, and these appear to be no different. Here's the server Waddle Dee. These Nendoroids are based off the Kirby Cafe illustrations, and the uniform seems just like the ones servers wear at some Japanese chain cafes. Are we gonna see a matching King Dedede or Meta Knight Nendoroid? That would be cool to have. Next up is the Shadow the Hedgehog Nendoroid. Yeah, I know his debut game was kinda whack, but as far as this Nendoroid goes, it's looking great. I do own a Sonic Nendoroid, which is several years old, and with figures constantly getting better, I'm sure the Shadow Nendo will be a huge improvement over Sonic. Let's check out something from Genshin Impact, in particular, the Raiden Shogun Nendoroid. I haven't played any Hoyoverse games yet, so correct me if I'm wrong. Is Raiden Shogun based off of Raiden Mei from the Honkai series, similar to Yae Sakura and Yae Miko? Given that Raiden effectively appears in 3 different Hoyoverse games, I can only assume she's a popular one. Freerun Beyond Journey's End had some presence at SmileFest with 4 different Nendoroid announcements, a Mimic, which definitely appeals to me, Freerun Winter Clothes version, Aura the Guillotine, and a Nendoroid doll Freerun. I really don't know anything about Freerun, but I have been seeing shots of one of the characters stuck in a Mimic chest. I guess it's become a meme now or something? I do like this Nendoroid of Sergeant Tsukushima from Golden Kamui. That faceplate just does it for me. I also like this Inuyasha Nendoroid. It's cool to see old anime get a resurgence and new merch. Same could be said for the Seto Kaiba Nendoroid. I wasn't really feeling the Yugi Nendoroid, but this smug Kaiba is super cool. Let's move on to Figma. First and foremost, the Figma that really caught my attention and that I will definitely buy. Solid Snake as he appears in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. That was the one and only game I played from the Metal Gear franchise, and while I know many people didn't like it because of Raiden, I loved every bit of it. Max Factory did an amazing job hiding the vast majority of the joints and seam lines. The only ones that are visible in this shot are the elbow and wrist joints, but the paint job does well to conceal them. They're not super noticeable. From Diablo 4, the main antagonist Lilith was announced. I do like that more Western properties are getting some love from Japanese figure makers. For the Diablo series, I do wish there was more in the scale figure department, but this is a great start. Continuing with Western properties, a Geraldo Rivera Figma as he appears in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is in the works. I'm looking forward to seeing this one painted. Oh yeah, I can't overlook this Guyver Gigantic Figma. They weren't kidding. That thing looks massive and freaking awesome. I just want to pose this next to some of my Gundam action figures. Last one, the Skull Knight Figma from Berserk, which looks super menacing. I'm not familiar with the series, so when I first saw this photo, for a quick second, I thought it was a Terminator of some kind. The red eyes and metallic silver paint job threw me off just a bit. Now that I mention it, I would love to see a T-800 Terminator Figma. Now on to what I enjoy most. Scale figures. Here's what caught my eye. First, this HoloLive Sakamata Chloe. I'm not too familiar with VTubers, but I know of Kizuna Ai and Gargura. regardless of my knowledge, Chloe is super cute, has a cute outfit, and given that she's sitting on an orca, I'm guessing she represents one, much like how Gargura obviously represents a shark. Even though there's tons of Miku figures out there, I always enjoy seeing more. I doubt I'll buy this, but it looks super cool. As I get older, I do enjoy seeing more adult-looking Miku figures. It's cool to see her grow up too. From the SSSS.Gridman series, these two painted prototypes of Rika Takarada were shown off. I've seen a lot of her. I feel like she's kind of an it girl, but has she reached the popularity levels of the really big it girls like Asuna from Sword Art Online or Mikasa Ackerman from Shingeki no Kyojin? Speaking of it girls, I definitely think Megumin from Konosuba is one. This figure of her is looking rather cute. I'm looking forward to seeing the painted prototype. This dynamic Oguri Cap figure from Uma Musume really caught my eye too. I was so tempted to pre-order her. Alright, speaking of pre-orders, the vast majority of the painted prototypes shown off at Smile Fest recently went up for pre-order at the big Japanese figure retailers. Make sure you check out Ami Ami, Hobby Search, Hobby Link Japan, or Tokyo Otaku Mode among others, whichever suits you the best or gives you the best deal. Now I'm gonna jump around a bit and focus on a few series that seem to have quite a lot of representation at Smile Fest. What stood out most to me was Nier Automata. For 2B, she's got 3 scale figures and 1 Figma unpainted prototype. A2 has a scale figure and a Figma announcement. For the scale figures, we got one by Max Factory, one by Good Smile Arts Shanghai, and one by Good Smile Company's main wing. Even though all the companies are under the same banner, I bet these are all going to look very distinct from each other. And well, they understand the 2B fanbase. When it comes to it girls, 2B is definitely it. Nikke Goddess of Victory has been gaining more traction as well, and the game got a good amount of love at Smile Fest. They got 2 Nendoroids, Neon and Marion, a Scarlet Figma, which I am looking forward to seeing painted. I'm likely buying the Scarlet scale figure, so this one is right up my alley too. A Modernia scale figure, a swimsuit figure of the face of Nikke, Rappy. I like this one, but my only complaint is that she looks a little glossy and kinda rubbery too. The paint job on her legs is overly shiny, but we'll see how she progresses. There's a scale figure of Anise, although this one doesn't really appeal to me, and a Hyper Body Red Hood action figure. And to be completely outdone, there were a ton of Blue Archive figures that were either shown off or announced at Smile Fest. 9 scale figures, 4 pop-up parade figures, 5 Nendoroids, 1 Figma, and 1 Plamatia plastic model kit. I'm not really anticipating much here other than the Ichika scale figure. She looks kinda cute, and I'm looking forward to seeing the painted prototype. Okay, I'm gonna call it here. If you're a fan of all those free-to-pay gacha games, this Smile Fest was for you. To my fellow collectors, what interested you in Smile Fest? If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Patreon linked in the description. It's never required, but any support you give me is greatly appreciated. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.